Hi YouTube, I'm here with a quick how to test your blood sugar video. I've been diagnosed as type 2 diabetic for a couple of years now, I guess. And it's a good idea to check your blood sugar at home the odd time, just to make sure you're still on track. It's also a learning tool. You can test it just before you eat, and then 2 hours after you eat, and make sure your levels are correct for your for your limits that your doctor and your diabetic nurse have determined, and that way you can tell what effect those foods that you eat are having on you. Sometimes it's portion size, sometimes it's the food itself. I use a bare contour meter, and I find it's rather simple. You get the test strips that fit this meter, and you put the silver part facing up in the bottom slot here, and it activates the meter. Okay, now it's asking for a blood sample, so we'll get our lancet device ready, and you put the lancet in the device, and you twist off the tab on the top, put that down, you put that on. Now this has different settings for the puncture level, depending on your thickness of your skin and where you're testing. You might have to turn it up or turn it down. This is the fire button, and it comes out here. Now I have washed my hands. I don't use the alcohol swabs. I find they're too drying. But as long as your hands are clean and dry, and you go from there. Now what I was taught in the very beginning is don't test right on the tip of your finger. That's very sensitive, and when you have to test a lot, this could get really bad. Now what I was taught was go to the side, just beside the nail. Okay, and there's the blood drop. Okay, you only need a blood drop about that size, and you bring the meter to it so that it sucks up the blood without jamming anything into the meter. That will preserve your test strip and give you a good reading. Now my reading, this is not good. It's 11.2. My reading after eating should be no more than 10. So obviously something I've eaten today. It's about an hour and 45 minutes since I had something to eat, and obviously something in what I ate put me over the limit a little bit, but that's fine. That just means I have to correct it, and at 11.2 I'm just going to let time correct that, because my body will process that extra 1.2 in no time. This meter has different icons. This one is saying the apple, the whole apple is before I eat. The cored apple down here is flashing now is after eating. So I'm going to hit in memory on after eating, and that'll log it in here and store it as an after eating reading, so that I can go over that later with my healthcare professionals. Anyway, to turn the meter off, you simply pull the strip and it's off. Now, this is another thing, is to have a bottle like this labeled Sharps Biohazard for all your lancet needles, tips, and your strips with the blood on them. if you have a jar like this, I used a plastic peanut butter jar that I cleaned out, and I labeled it. And this has been going for quite a while, as you can see. And you're supposed to change your lancet every time. You simply push it in to the cap that was on it, and then you simply hit the button and pull the cocking lever, and it ejects it. Now it's clean for the next time you go to use it. There's more lancets here, and proper pouch for the meter, and you keep your logbook in here. I'll fill that out and zip it up, and you're good to go. You can take this with you if you go to a restaurant or wherever you need to go if you're going away somewhere. And that's how you do it. That's all there is to it. No worries. Anyway, just thought I'd give you a quick, show you quickly how I do that. And as I said, it's not an everyday thing. I don't take insulin. I take Metformin. So this is simply like a couple of times a week I check it just randomly, just to make sure I'm still on the mark. And today's reading has shown me I'm off the mark a little bit, so I'm just going to adjust what I eat, and I should be good. And I'll probably check it again tomorrow just to be sure. But either way, the meter will record my my readings, and I'll go over them with my doctor, and we'll fine-tune my settings from there, and go from there. Anyway, thanks for watching as always, and feel free to leave your comments or your questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.